Absenteeism among students. Introduction. Absenteeism among students has always been a problem in the academic setting, and changes in the rules concerning penalties for the instances thereof have not changed the situation. In order to address the phenomenon, in general, as well as unique cases, in particular, educators will have to set a positive and influential example for learners and be able to identify the cases of lying about being absent. Absenteeism and lying in school. The problem of lying in school has always been a contentious academic concern due to the adverse effect that it has on learners. In order to prevent the issue in question from taking place in the academic environment, a teacher has to be able to detect the instances of students lying and create the setting in which the probability of lying will be driven to zero. Case description. The case under analysis represents a rather weak excuse that falls apart on further scrutiny. Given the number of arguments that the student provides, in their rapid-fire succession, there has clearly been an attempt at deceiving the teacher. For instance, the fact that the learner was locked out of his dorm is already a highly implausible argument given the vast opportunities for communicating the problem to friends or the campus staff. However, the specified argument could have been enough for an excuse, yet the student went out of his way to prove that every circumstance aligned against him delivering the work on time. Tools for identifying the cases of lying. In order to address the case under analysis, as well as the problem of students' ridiculous excuses for missing classes, in general, an educator has to understand the core reasons behind the learner's decision to miss school and succumb to absenteeism. For this purpose, collaboration with students has to be established in order for the teacher to remain aware of the problems that learners face in the academic setting. The policy of openness and direct communication, as well as the creation of free counseling services for students, has to be created to build a rapport with the target demographic and encourage them to feel comfortable in the school setting. Shaping academic values to prevent lying. Another tool for reducing the cases of students telling lies is setting clear academic values and standards. A teacher will have to represent a model that students will make an example of and a leader that learners will follow. It will be crucial to encourage learners to accept the principles of academic honesty, which can be done by promoting unity among them and building a philosophy that will make them adhere to the principles of academic integrity. Emphasizing consequences. Appealing to learners' interests and focusing on the impact that absenteeism will have on their professional lives and careers is another proper way of reducing the cases of students lying about their failure to do their homework or missing classes. While the emphasis on the effects that avoiding school responsibilities will have on their professional development should not be preachy, it has to convince learners that lying about homework causes immediate harm to them. Identifying the cases of lying. However, even if some excuses might seem to be poorly thought out lies, there may be some truth to them. In some instances, the obstacles that one may face when managing a task can turn ridiculously complex and come in rapid succession. Therefore, one has to deploy effective strategies for identifying the truth. For this purpose, a teacher may utilize the strategy that involves asking for additional details. Creating a coherent story with multiple additions and keeping every minor issue in mind is far too difficult a task for an average student to perform successfully. Defining lies, understanding learners' motivations. Learning more about one's class and each student individually is another way of determining whether a student lies in their attempts at explaining a case of absenteeism or failure to complete an assignment. Minor details and awareness about the crucial background details about learners will help a teacher to locate the situations in which a student actually tells the truth but is too emotional to provide a coherent and convincing story, in which cases are clear and deliberate lies. The process of getting to know one's students should not seem invasive and, instead, should occur in a natural way. Locating lies, parent-teacher collaboration. Communication with parents should also be seen as an important source of insight into student stories and the analysis thereof. While the described approach will not work for older learners who are attending college and have already gained a substantial amount of independence, it will be quite suitable when managing the instances of lying among middle and high schoolers. Mentioned above as an important tool in preventing the cases of students missing classes and lying about it, collaboration with parents will also help to understand the core reasons for learners to refuse to attend classes. Thus, a teacher will be able to create the environment in which a learner will be eager to attend classes. Preventing lies, the administrative approach. In addition, to manage the problem of absenteeism in learners and failure to do the homework, a teacher will need the support of school standards and academic rules. Introducing disciplinary measures such as detention, extra homework, and similar penalties that are typically used in schools could be seen as a possible solution to the issue, yet it may not address the problem at its core. Moreover, the use of assignments as a tool for punishment may avert learners from studying in the future. Therefore, the specified approach has to be used with caution and in combination with other methods. Preventing lies, peer support. Peer support may also be integrated into the management of the issue of lying in school and the failure to do homework. An educator will have to prompt the discussion of the issues that students face when managing their learning process. During a group discussion, students will share their experiences with each other and the teacher, thus assisting one another and providing the educator with a critical insight into the core of the concern. Conclusion. Offering learners support and allowing them to share about the obstacles that stand in their way could also be considered a suitable addition to the range of approaches for reducing the cases of absenteeism and lying in learners. The specified strategy will encourage openness among learners, promote teamwork, and shed light on the issues that students face.